Hi there everyone, my name is Chris. I'm the event director for Saturday Suffolk Coastal Path 50k. Welcome to the race briefing video. Going to go through everything you need to know about the event. Just to say before we get into it is we've got loads of resources on our website. So if you want to have a look at the route and the GPX and things like that, yeah, head over to runawayadventures.com and everything will be available to download on there. Now, yeah, going to go through a few bits. Now, obviously the route is an A to B. So you're starting in Lowestoft and you're following the coastline south to Aldborough. So, you know, people are getting there in a few different ways. So the first thing to cover is those of you who are getting the coach transfer. So we've booked 2 coaches that are going to be taking runners from Aldborough to the start at 7 a.m. So that coach will leave Thorpe Road car park just on the north end of Aldborough at 7 a.m. Now at the time of recording this video, those coaches are fully booked. So in order to make sure that you have a place on that coach and we've got all of that right, please just go onto the entrant list, which is on our website. And if you have a space reserved on the bus, you'll have a bus icon next to your name. If you don't have an icon next to your name, that means we don't have you down for the bus. If there is any mistakes on that, please let us know and we will sort it out. But just double check that so that we can solve any problems now rather than on race day. So yeah, as I say, those buses will leave pretty sharp at 7 a.m. because we need to get to Lowestoft in time. So you can arrive early and you can board the bus early. But please don't be late. The buses aren't going to be able to hang around for anyone that's late. So yeah, give yourself plenty of time to get there. You just park up in Thorpe Road car park and then just get on the bus. You won't need to do anything else that's there. You will need to pay for parking for the day in that car park, but that can all be done by the Ringo app. So you can do that after you've parked on the bus on your way to Lowestoft. So don't panic too much about that. Once those buses get into Lowestoft, you'll be walked down to where the registration area is on beach level, and there you will pick up your wristband and your bib and things like that for the day. Now, those of you who are going to drop something in the bag drop, rather than having everyone bring their bags down to beach level, we're going to have the bag drop at road level, because last year what we found out is hundreds of you left bags and coats at beach level and there were only 2 of us that had to carry all the bags all the way up the stairs. So we're going to be smart this time. The bag drop's going to be at the top of the stairs. So if you've got a bag or a jacket, there's going to be a van or a car parked at road level at the top, and that's where you can put any extra jackets and coats and things like that, and then those will be available at the finish line. But please, please, please only use that if you really need to. If you're parking at Aldborough, leave your belongings you need for the finish in the car, because it's just a 5-minute walk from the finish line. So you might want to have a jacket for the coach, but probably not. It's a very, very warm day. So if you can avoid bringing anything for the bag drop, that would really, really help us out. Just would stop us lugging too much stuff. Obviously, if you really need a bag, we'll absolutely take it for you, but please only use that if you need to. Right, those people that are going directly to Lowestoft, so you're not using the coach transfer, you can park. There's many car parks very close to registration. And then, make your way down to registration anytime from 7:15 onwards. Now, registration and start, if you're looking on Google Maps, is right next to a cafe at beach level called Sunrise at Zach's. The actual start is at the Lowestoft lifeguard huts. But yeah, it's much easier. Just look for Sunrise at Zach's on Google and it is right next to there. So when you arrive at registration, just queue up. You will be given a wristband that looks like this. So we use these for timing for our races, and you will be scanned as you go through the finish line. So when you get to the finish line, present this to the marshal. They'll scan it and then they'll take it back off you as well, and that will record your finish time for the day. Of course, you'll get given your bib. We've got safety pins, and yeah, there's going to be toilets. There's going to be water available at the registration area. So yeah, get yourself there, sit on the beach, wait for the start. Should be a really, really lovely morning. Couple of other things to say is some people have already bought T-shirts, the one I'm wearing. So we've actually got 2 kinds this year. We've got some grey ones and we've got these blue ones. We've got them in small, medium and large. They're unisex fits. So if you would like one, then please purchase that via the website, I'll put the link. I'll put the link on the screen now, and then you can pick that up at the finish line. I don't think it makes any sense for people to pick them up at the start because you're not going to run with it on your person. So all T-shirts are going to be picked up at the finish line. However, some people have also pre-ordered soft cups. So if you've pre-ordered a soft cup, you'll be given that at registration, and then you can use that at the checkpoints during the race. Cool, so that's getting there in registration. Now, once you start heading out onto the route, so we're going to start the race at 8:30. So I will do a little briefing at about 8:20 just to say hello to everyone. But yeah, we'll get you started at 8:30, and then you're heading 50 kilometers south back to Aldborough. Now, signage, the whole route is signed with our own signage, okay? So we'll be out the previous day and in the morning putting it all out there, and all our signage is orange, okay? So here we go, here's one. So predominantly the signage will look like this. So these are these kind of arrow-shaped signs, obviously pointed in the direction that we'd like you to go. These are then aided by orange ribbon markers. So particularly on, say, the longer straight sections, you probably see a lot more ribbons than you will signs, but between the two of these, you'll know exactly where to go. On some of the turnings that are a little bit more sharp, the signs get a little bit bigger and they'll actually tell you what you need to do. So it might say turn left or turn right. And occasionally when it's a little bit confusing, there's many places you can go, there'll probably be a marshal, but there might also be a wrong way sign to tell you, don't go down a particular path, go down another one. Now, we're going to be supported on the day by the Suffolk Lowland Search and Rescue Group, and they're bringing 20 plus people to be marshalling out on the route. So any kind of hotspots where, there's a potential chance of missing a turning, or, it's a busy area such as Southwold, we're going to have marshals in those locations. Additionally to the Lowland Search and Rescue, we've also got a load of people from Lowestoft Roadrunners. So yeah, massive thanks to those people for helping out. We couldn't do it without those groups and all that support. So you'll be seeing lots of marshals on the route, so say hello to them, and they'll help you get where you need to go. Now, the thing to say with the route marking is it's 50 kilometers long. Most of you are going to be out running for 5-6 hours, if not more. Now, the signs aren't massive, and there's always the potential that you might miss a sign, or even, unfortunately, we do sometimes get people tampering with the signage and thinking it's funny to remove it or to change it. Now, we have course checkers and we have marshals, and we do everything in our power to stop that from happening. But on the off chance you're on the route and you become lost, we need you to somehow be able to find out where you need to go. So on our 50k races, it is mandatory that you will need to have a copy of the route on your phone or on your watch. Now, you can have this literally loaded up through Google Maps. We've got a link to it on Google Maps, or this could be through OS Maps, through all sorts of different apps. There's endless ones you could use. We've got the raw GPX file available on the website, so you can kind of choose which one you put it on. But make sure you have access to that, and then you can just have a really quick check. Okay, I haven't seen a sign for a while. Am I off route, or is everything okay? And 99% of the time, no one needs to use these backups, but it's way better having it on you than not having it at all. So if you can get that set up, and even if you can get the breadcrumb feature, the route feature on your Garmin or your Sunto, whatever watch you carry, then that is the thing to do. Cool, so that's the route. Now, all right, what else is going on the route? There's 4 checkpoints, okay? Those checkpoints, so one of them's quite early, about 7 kilometers. Then the next one is 21.8, this is Raydon Village Hall. Then you've got one at Dunwich Church, 34k, and then at Sizewell Beach at 43 kilometers. That first checkpoint, because it's so early on, we're not gonna have any food at that one. That's gonna be gels, that's gonna be sweets, that's gonna be water, maybe some Coke. And then the rest will have all of that plus additional more substantial stuff, flapjacks, we'll have some fruit, we'll have some crisps and that sort of stuff as well. Always remember that this is kind of in addition to what you might want to carry yourself, so please start with some nutrition in your packs. But yeah, you can graze as much as you like from the aid stations. There are many toilets along the route that are all public toilets. So there are public toilets right next to checkpoint 1. There's toilets within the village hall at checkpoint 2. At Dunwich, there aren't toilets directly at the checkpoint, but there are a little bit further on. And there are also several other public toilets that you pass along the way. And yeah, there are public toilets at 43k at that last checkpoint. So yeah, you are permitted to go off route, to use the public toilets if you want to. That's absolutely fine. Maybe just ticking off the other mandatory gear. So yeah, a few of you probably wondering if you're going to need to take the rain jacket with you. We are going to remove that from the mandatory gear. Now, obviously, if you want to take a jacket, then I think we'd still really recommend that. It's always good. You never know what's going to happen. If you don't finish the race, it's always useful to have a jacket. But given it's going to be a very warm day, and given that you're running through lots of villages and towns, you're never far away from anything, and you will be able to shelter if you did have to stop. So we're gonna take the jacket off the mandatory kit, but the things you need to carry with you will be a mobile phone in case you need to make a phone call in an emergency. You need to be able to have some way to carry water with you, a minimum of 500 mils. And we don't have cups at the aid stations. So the aid stations are there to refill your bottles, and therefore you should have that bottle ready to fill up. But if you want to additionally take anything just out of a cup, then this is where those soft cups come in handy. So if you don't have one already, then definitely invest in one. We've got loads. You can pre-order them on our website and we'll give it to you at registration, then you've got one for life. Other mandatory gear, will give you a route map at registration. You're welcome to take that, but as I've said, yeah, a digital version of the route on your phone or your watch as well. Okay, now, yeah, the route, of course, is on public footpaths, so, certain areas will be very busy, particularly Southwold as you go through the town there. That's why we're going to have a lot of marshals out. But yeah, just be super respectful to everyone out. They're not going to, other people aren't going to know you're running a race. They're going to be a bit unsure what's going on. So just give people space and, say thank you to anyone that does get out of the way, and just, yeah, keep the vibes positive. Spectators, so friends, family following you along, absolutely, that is brilliant. I would say that probably try and stay away from the checkpoints, because there's loads of other spaces on the route where you can turn up and you can see runners come through, and the checkpoints already will be quite busy, and there isn't parking. Certainly there's no parking at checkpoint 1. There's a bit of parking at the village hall, but it's not a very nice location to hang out. It's just a village hall on a road. You'd be way better going into Southwold or somewhere, Dunwich Heath, those sorts of areas. We've actually given a list of recommended places for spectators to go in the Essential Info PDF on our website, so do check that out. And then the finish itself is at Moot Hall in Aldborough, okay? So it's not at Thorpe Road car park where you parked, it's a little bit further down outside Moot Hall, which is this really, really cool, really old building that almost looks like it's going to fall down. So yeah, it's right in front of that. There are toilets right next to that, and crucially there's a pub and restaurants and fish and chips and everything else. So yeah, it's a very good place to wait for runners to come through. Now, other thing to say is, yeah, if there is an emergency, there's a phone number in your bib. I'll put that on the screen now. That goes direct to sort of race control, which is essentially me and the medics that are going to be available en route. Now, if there is a medical emergency, call 999, but any other sort of emergencies, you can call us and we will come to your assistance. Of course, if there is a medical emergency, a serious life-threatening emergency, after you've called 999, please also inform us, and maybe our medics will be able to get out to any situation quicker than an ambulance service. But yeah, number always on your bib. Couple of other things to say, and then I think we're good, is, okay, getting back from Aldborough, so most of you, because you're getting the coach, your car will be waiting you for Aldborough, but a few people who have parked in Lowestoft have been asking, how do I get back to Lowestoft? And the truth is, there's no public transport, so it is a taxi or it's getting a lift. So if you are, arranging to get a taxi back to Lowestoft, or you are driving back from Aldborough to Lowestoft once you finish, and you're willing to car share with other people, please let me know, because I've got at least 2 people who are going to be doing that, and if we add a couple more, it makes the taxi cheaper for everyone, or you can each give each other a lift. So yeah, definitely get in touch with me if you'd be up for doing that. Results will be available straight away. Just go to runawadventures.com/results. As soon as you tap your wristband on the finish, your result will be uploaded. We're going to have a photographer out there, so smile when you see Andy, our photographer. Those won't be available immediately, but we'll get them to you as quickly as you can, probably within a couple of days. I would have thought we'll have them for you by Monday. So there we go. Maybe the last thing to say, I wrote down shoes. What shoes should you wear? You know, the terrain's super varied. You know, there's, you know, some really uneven trails, but there's also country lanes and some tarmac sections. So, you know, if it was me running the race, I'd still be wearing a trail shoe, but probably something with a bit of cushioning. But we did see last year plenty of people wearing road shoes, but I'd just be a little bit careful if you are in road shoes. Nothing with too much of a stack height, because on those trail sections you don't want to be feeling too much like you're off the ground, you know, and get, you know, with that risk of sort of turning the ankle. So road shoes are cool, but nothing too high if I was giving you my recommendation. So nice one. There we go, everyone. Remember to wear some sun cream, remember to get hydrated, remember not to go off too fast. It's going to be a brilliant day. Can't wait to see all of you cross that finish line.